Okay, so let's start this chapter, chemical equation. Chemical reaction and equation. So basically, we are going to start the first chapter, chemical reaction and equations. Three of you, any one of you have studied this chapter before this class?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to ask some questions regarding this chapter, like what is chemical reaction? What is chemical
Reaction between two chemicals which makes a new substance.
Okay, Harsha?
Yes, sir.
Any answer for chemical reaction? What is chemical reaction? So see, what is chemical reaction?
I have
Basically,
one.
yes.
Sir, when two reactants combine to form one product.
Is it necessary that only two reactants will combine and form only one product?
So
Okay.
two or more.
Very good. So see, what is chemical reaction? Without if we don't know what is reactant and product, when one or more substances are converted into new substance, that is called chemical reaction. Basically, you can see, if we are going to add A plus B, it will give C. This is a chemical reaction. And chemical reaction is like what? A will have different A will have different physical or chemical properties. B will have different physical and chemical properties. When they combine with each other, C will have entirely different chemical properties. Are you getting my point? Just see, if we are going to add H2 plus O2, it will give H2O. This is when hydrogen combined with oxygen. I just take an example of water, it will give H2O. You know, hydrogen is supporter of combustion. Hydrogen is supporter of combustion. Do you know what is combustion? Harsha, Abdullah, Imad, and
No.
Anna. So see, what is combustion? Combustion is basically burning of anything in the presence of oxygen. Without oxygen, we cannot burn anything. So basically, burning of anything is called combustion. So H2 is supporter of combustion, as well as oxygen is also supporter of combustion. But what about H2O? Is H2O water supporter of combustion or not?
No, sir.
No, sir. So basically, what is chemical reaction? When substances combine, it is not necessary when two substances will combine. It can be like two substances will combine, three substances will combine, or it can be like a single reactant or a single substance converted into more than two product or new substances. That is also called chemical reaction. Just, taking an example of that, I'm going to take calcium carbonate and going to heat it, then it will be converted into calcium oxide plus CO2. This substance is converted into a new substance, two new substances. This is also called chemical reaction. And how will you come to know about, how will we know that whether it is chemical reaction or not? So we can easily recognize it whether it is chemical reaction or not by the means of, like, change in state. If there will be change in state, that means chemical reactions took place. If change in color will take place, change in color, That means reactions took place. Also, evolution of gas. This also indicates that there is a reaction took place, and also change in temperature. Also, change in temperature. These all 4 points, any one of it happens during a process that will be called chemical reaction. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Just see an example. If I'm going to take an example of uh, CH4, that is methane, and O2, it will give CO2 plus H2O. And here, this is basically exothermic. Do you know what is exothermic and what is an endothermic process or reaction? Exothermic or endothermic? Have you ever heard of it or not?
When heat is
Yes,
given
sir.
out in a reaction, it is called exothermic.
Very good. That means heat is evolved. Heat is evolved. Heat is evolved. So basically, whenever this is basically combustion, whenever we react with oxygen, or this is basically combustion, heat is evolved. That is called combustion. Sorry, in combustion process or in combustion reaction, heat is evolved. So basically, here you can see evolution of gas, and CO2 is gas. That means this is a reaction took place. In the same way, we can go for CaCO3. We have given heat, then it will be converted into CaO plus CO2. CO2 is gas. This is also chemical reaction. So what is chemical reaction? Basically, when substances combine, or when substances broken into new substances by the means of heat or whatever is it is combining, that is called chemical reaction. And during chemical reaction, this happens like change in a state will take place. Either change in a state will take place, either change in color take place, or either evolution of gas takes place, or either change in temperature take place. Is that clear, everyone? So please write it, then we will write it, then we will go ahead. Everyone done with this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, moving to the next part. This chapter is too easy. Are you done with this? Change in state, change in color, evolution of gas, change in
Yes, sir.
temperature. Okay, so there are two topics. The first one is basically chemical equation. Chemical equation. And in class 9, you know how to write a compound. Do you know how to write a compound? If I'm going to tell you, if I'm going to ask you, what is the formula of calcium carbonate? What is the formula of calcium carbonate?
Sir, is it
Can anyone
CaCO3?
CaCO3.
CaCO3? Very good. How did you come about this? Like Ca is the symbol of calcium, and carbonate, that is CO3 minus 2. And we also know that this has a valency 2 and this has a valency also 2, because it has charge minus 2. And we just cross multiply it, and when it's equal, it will be cancelled and it will be CaCO3. Is that clear, everyone? This is CaCO3. So what is chemical equation? Chemical equation we are going to write. If I am going to take an example of, if we are going to burn magnesium, and for burning, which gas is important?
Oxygen.
Oxygen. Without oxygen we cannot burn. So magnesium combined with oxygen, it will give magnesium oxide. It will give magnesium oxide. You can also see magnesium plus oxygen will give magnesium oxide. Can you write the formula of this? Yes or no? Magnesium oxide.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So please write the formula of magnesium oxide. Magnesium has a symbol Mg. Oxygen has a symbol oxygen. Since oxygen is non-metal gas, it exists in the form of O2. And what is the formula of magnesium oxide? If anyone who is not able to
Sir, is it
tell
MgO?
the MgO, this is MgO. If anyone who has problem in writing chemical formula, let me know, please. Harsha, MgO is correct. Talha.
Yes, sir.
So basically, you can easily calculate this is magnesium. So Mg, oxygen. This has a valency 2. Magnesium has also valency 2. And when we cross multiply it, it will be Mg. So this is basically chemical equation. And after this, one important question asked from this, which is balancing. Balancing is very important in our chemistry chemical equation. And balancing is basically what? Left hand side should be equal to right hand side. And what it should be like, you can see magnesium in the left hand side is 1, magnesium on the right hand side is 1, but oxygen on the left hand side is 2, and oxygen on the right hand side is 1. So it is not balanced. It is not balanced because oxygen on the left hand side is 2 in number and oxygen on the right hand side is 1 in number. So what I'm going to do is just multiply it by 2. Now see, oxygen is balanced because oxygen on the left hand side you can see 1, oxygen on the right hand side that is 2. But on the at the same time you can see magnesium is also 2, but on the left hand side it is 1, so we multiply it by 2. So now it is balanced. The method used in class 10 for balancing is basically heat and trial method. Are you getting my point?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
If I'm going to write, I'm asking some questions. 2AlCl3. Abdullah, how many aluminum you can see here?
2.
2. Imad, how many chlorine are here?
6.
6. Very good. So basically, you know how to calculate the number of atoms if it is given in this form, right? Okay. So this is chemical equation. I'm going to take another example, just write it, and then we will move to the next example of this. It's very important to write the formula. Generally, it will be asked in a chemical name will be given for balancing. So we should know how to write the chemical formula. That is very important part. Done, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now going to take another example. N2. Wait a minute. Can anyone tell me what is the formula of ammonia? Anyone? You
NH3,
have
sir.
to NH3. Very good. Very good. You have to remember some chemical formula of some chemical name. Okay, so I'm going to give balance the following equation. Balance the following equation. Basically, it is nitrogen plus hydrogen will give ammonia. You are going, you have to write the chemical formula and then start balancing. Please do it. Another is like zinc plus sulfuric acid. Everyone knows the formula of sulfuric acid. Hamna, Talha,
Yes, sir.
what is the formula of sulfuric acid? Okay. Then
Sir, what is the formula for sulfuric acid?
sulfuric acid is basically H2SO4. So
Okay, sir.
if you don't know the chemical formula like sulfuric acid, you just ask me. And you have to remember it from now. H2SO4 is the
Okay, sir.
formula of sulfuric acid. Harsha, are you done with the first one?
Yes.
Sir, showing.
Okay. So see, Hamna and Talha, Imad, are you done with the first?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, just check it out. Nitrogen has a chemical formula N2. Hydrogen has a chemical formula H2. Now, if you are going to see ammonia, ammonia has a chemical formula that is NH3. From now, you have to remember it.
Yes.
Okay. Now see, here hydrogen is 2, nitrogen is 2. So, and here nitrogen is only 1. So, if I'm going to multiply it by 2, then nitrogen is balanced on left hand side and right hand side as well. But what about hydrogen? On the left hand side, hydrogen is 2, and on the right hand side, hydrogen is 6. So, what I'm going to do is multiply it by 3. So, on the left hand side, hydrogen will also be 6. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Amna and Imad,
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
very good. Tala. Now, next, zinc. Zinc has a chemical formula that is Zn. Sulfuric acid has a chemical formula H2SO4. Zinc sulfate that is ZnSO4, right? And hydrogen that is H2. And I have given you for it, I have given this question for balancing. Just check it out. On the left hand side, only one zinc. On the right hand side, only one zinc. On the left hand side, H2, that means two hydrogen. On the right hand side,
Balance.
two hydrogen. Very good. On the left hand side, SO4, that means one S. On the right hand side, SO4, that means one S. And oxygen is 4, oxygen is 4. That means this equation is already balanced. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Very good. Can I change the slide?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. this is the basic of chemistry. If you have any doubt regarding this, please let me know. Otherwise, it will be very tough if you are going to leave it. Okay. So the next question I'm going to give you is Fe plus H2. There are a lot of other methods. Basically, this method is hit and trial method. And in some books, or you can see, like here it will be given reactant left, and here it will be product, and then they manage it in the box. I will also tell you how to solve that. That is also too easy. Fe plus H2O is going to give you Fe3O4 plus H2. Just balance it.
Sir, I balanced it.
They are in balanced state.
Sir, I balanced it.
Balanced state, what do you want to say? Are they balanced, or you have already balanced?
Sir, I have balanced.
Okay, tell me the equation.
Sir, 3Fe
uh,
plus
Plus,
4H2O,
very good.
okay, is equal to Fe3
uh,
plus O4 plus 4H2.
Very good.
So it's correct?
Very good. Yes, yes, is it? It is. Sorry. So basically, you can see that iron on the left hand side is 1, iron on the right hand side is 3. So what we are going to do is just make iron 3 on the left hand side. Is iron balanced? Yes or no, Harsha?
Yes, sir.
Now see, oxygen on the right hand side is 4, oxygen on the left hand side is 1. So I'm going to multiply it by 4 so that oxygen is balanced. Oxygen on the left hand side 4, oxygen on the right hand side 4. Now come to the point, hydrogen. Hydrogen here is how many hydrogens on the left hand
8,
side?
sir.
Now how many hydrogen on the right hand side?
8, sir.
So is it balanced?
Yes, sir.
Abdullah, Amna, Talha, Imad, very good. Okay, can I change the slide?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So balancing is very important, and it is very easy. Okay. I'm going to give you some more questions about balancing. Then we will start types of chemical reactions, etc. Balance it. Hydrogen plus chlorine will give hydrogen fluoride. Barium chloride plus aluminum sulfate. That sulfuric acid is common name, basically inorganic name of hydrogen sulfate. Okay. So if you have any problem regarding this chemical name, and if you have any difficulty in writing chemical formula of this chemical name, then let me know. But you can easily write the chemical formula of this. Barium sulfate plus aluminum chloride.
Sir, what is barium?
Barium is basically Ba, and it is from second group element. Just remember it that it has a valency which is 2. In writing chemical formula, we need to know about the valency. Barium is Ba. Basically, it is the family from it is a family of magnesium. So it has valency as magnesium.
Sir, I balanced the first one.
Very good. Balance the other two, then we will match it. Very good. Everyone done with this? The first one, Harsha, Abdullah.
No, sir, 1 minute.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please do all the 3 questions.
Sir, done.
Very good. So I'm going to write the answer. Please check it out. Hydrogen has a chemical formula H2 plus chlorine Cl2, and hydrogen chloride has a chemical formula HCl, right? Hydrogen chloride, also known as hydrochloric acid. HCl is also known as hydrochloric acid. This is important. Just write it. Now see, H2 plus Cl2 will give HCl, and you can see if we are going to balance it, hydrogen on the left hand side 2, on the right hand side 1. So just multiply it by 2, hydrogen will be balanced as well as chlorine will also be balanced, because on the left hand side 2 chlorine, on the right hand side it is 2 chlorine. Now important question is that what is barium chloride? Barium chloride reacts with
Aluminum sulfate.
aluminum sulfate. First we are going to write its chemical formula. Barium has a Ba as a symbol. Chlorine has a Cl. Now it has a valency 1, it has a 2. Cross multiply
Sir,
it.
it is chloride.
Yes, chloride. So it will be Cl. What do you want to say, Harsha? Cl minus
Sir, so chlorine will
or
have
Cl2? No,
one
no.
and
Chlorine will have, just to speak up, then will.
sir, chlorine and chloride have different valency, right?
No, no, no. It's like basically chlorine is basically we take it as a molecule, right?
Yes, sir.
Chlorine, I just took a above example as hydrogen and chlorine. Chlorine has a formula Cl2, that is molecule. But when it comes to sodium chloride, that means we are going to take sodium Na and chlorine Cl, and it has a valency 1 and it has a valency 1. If we are going to take the sign, you know that chlorine will have -1 and sodium will have +1. Why is that? Because you already know that in class 9th, have you studied about the configuration, electronic configuration,
Yes,
first cell
sir.
K, L, M. In K, first in K, that means first cell will have a electron 2, and then M, K, then L, that will have 8, and then 1. Because it has atomic number 11, so it will have 11 electron. So 2, 8, 1. So it will lose 1 electron. And in case of chlorine, 2, 8, 7. So it will gain this 1 electron. So that's why it has -1. But in writing chemical formula, we don't need negative or positive. We just take it as number. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
So I'm going to write the formula, that is BaCl2. It will be BaCl2. In the same way, aluminium Al sulfate, that has a formula SO4. Is that clear? -2 SO4 -2 sulfate.
Yes, sir.
Aluminium has a formula 3 and it has a formula 2. Sorry, it aluminium has a valency 3 and this will have a charge that is -2 valency. So it will be cross multiplied and it will be Al2 SO4 whole thrice. In the same way, you are going to write the formula of this barium Ba sulfate SO4. It has a 2, it has 2, both are same. So it will be BaSO4. In the same way, aluminum chloride, aluminum and then Cl, it has a valency 1, it has a 3, and cross multiplied, it will be AlCl3. Now we are going to balance it. Barium, you can see barium is 1, barium is 1. Chlorine here is 2. It is very important to note this. BaCl2. Just see. Chlorine here is 2 and chlorine here is 3. Aluminium here is 2 and aluminium here only 1. So I'm going to multiply it by 2 so that aluminium will be 2. Aluminium is balanced or not. Heat and trial method is basically you have to check it one by one. So aluminium is balanced, but on at the same time, chlorine is basically now 6 and here chlorine is 2. So I'm going to write it 3. Chlorine is now on the left hand side will be 6 or not. Harsha, Abdullah,
Yes,
Imad.
sir.
Yes, it will be 6, sir.
Very good. Now see, barium is 3 and here barium is 1. So I'm going to multiply it by 3. So barium is also balanced. Now what about SO4? SO4 is 3 and here SO4 is also 3. So now it is balanced or not?
Yes, sir.
So in case of when chemical name is given, you have to first write correctly the chemical formula and then we were going to balance it by heat and trial method. Please write it and then we will discuss about sodium plus water.
Sir, in 3BaSO4, why isn't it 12SO4?
3
Because you're multiplying it by 3. It's SO4.
yes. Are you talking about the left side or the right hand side?
No, sir. Sorry, sir. It's right.
Is it good, Sa Abdullah?
Yes, it's right.
Okay. Please write it and let me know if you are done with this. So basically, we have a class at 6:30 on Wednesday, and uh, do you know about another day? Which day is? Everyone done with this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we are going to talk about sodium plus water. That is sodium hydroxide plus hydrogen. Sodium has a formula Na. Water has a formula H2O. Sodium hydroxide, that means sodium hydroxide, that means Na, and hydroxide has a formula OH. It has a charge -1, that is 1, and it has a valency 1. So if you are going to multiply it by, it will be NaOH, and hydrogen, that will be H2. Can anyone balance it? Yes or no? Please balance it.
Sir, I already balanced.
Is it? No, it is not.
So no, sir, I already balanced it. I have
Okay,
balanced
okay,
it.
very good. Answer. Imad, please give me your answer.
Sorry, sir, I was interrupted. I'm so sorry.
Okay, okay.
Okay, sir. So multiply NaOH by 2.
Yes,
So then multiply H2O by 2 and multiply this by, yes, sir. It's balanced now.
very good. Harsha,
Yes, sir. Same answer.
so basically 2Na, 2Na. Now focus on oxygen, 2 oxygen, 2 oxygen. Now focus on hydrogen, 2 to the 4 hydrogen. Here 2 hydrogen plus 2 hydrogen, 4 hydrogen. Abdullah, Talha,
Yes, sir.
Hamna.
Yes, sir. I know. Yes,
Okay,
sir.
very good. Very good. Moving, everyone from CBSE.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay,
MCBS.
okay. Very good. So you people use NCRT, right?
Yes, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. So going to start another topic, which is types of chemical reactions. Chemical reactions. What is type of chemical reaction? The first is basically, it is very easy to understand by the names. Like if the first type of chemical reaction, combination reaction. What does it tell you? Combination reaction. That means when two or more reactant combine. You know that on the left hand side, whatever is written is called a reactant, and on the right hand side, whatever is the written is called product. And on the arrow, it is basically condition like temperature, pressure, or it is also called a reagent, or catalyst also. Sometimes we use catalyst. Do you know anything about catalyst?
Yes, sir.
So what do you know about catalyst?
So this is the medium used for a reaction. For example, light is the medium used in the reaction of photosynthesis or synthesis.
Okay, what does it do basically?
Sir, it helps carry out the reaction.
Okay, so basically catalyst, generally when catalyst is used, basically it helps uh, to increase the rate of reaction. That means basically the reaction, faster reaction. To have product faster, we use catalyst. It is a medium that increases the rate of reaction. If we have a reaction that is carried out into product that takes 1 hour, catalyst reduces the time. It will be within 10 minutes, 5 minutes, or 1 minute, whatever is the type of catalyst. Now see, what is combination reaction? Then when two or more reactants combine together, to form a single product. That is called combination reaction. As for example, Ca plus H2O. That is going to give you CaO, basically not calcium only. Basically, it is oxide of calcium, CaO. It will give CaOH whole twice. Now you have to remember some chemical formula name, like this is calcium oxide, but also known as calcium quicklime. This is known as slag lime, calcium hydroxide, but it is also known as slag lime. Many more examples. Are you okay with this? When two or more reactants combine together to form a single product is called combination reaction. We can also write carbon in solid plus oxygen in gas will give CO2, that is also in gas, is an example of combination reaction. Another example we can take is 2H2 gaseous state plus O2 gaseous state will give 2H2O, that is in liquid state. This is also an example of combination reaction. Please write it. Done, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Harsha, Abdullah.
Yes, sir, done.
Sir,
Very good. Now, there is two type of process or reaction, you can say. Exothermic process or reaction, and another is basically endothermic process or reaction, you can write. Reaction that represents reaction. Okay. Now see, what is exothermic process? The process or reaction in which heat energy or energy, we can say heat energy is evolved. That is called exothermic process. We can take example like burning of natural gas. Burning of natural gas, that means combustion. Burning of natural gas. Taking example of burning of natural gas, methane plus O2 will give carbon dioxide plus H2O. This is burning of natural gas, and along with this heat will be produced. That is called exothermic process. Another example which is very important and it is frequently asked in examination, board examination, respiration process. Respiration, you have studied in biology. Respiration process is also an exothermic process, like C6H12O6, that is basically glucose. Formula of glucose in aqueous form react with oxygen that we intake now converted into carbon dioxide plus 6H2O with energy. This is called exothermic process. And what is endothermic process? The process in which heat is given, that is known as endothermic process. The process in which heat or energy is given, that is called endothermic process. As for example, CaCO3, if you are going to break it or decompose it, it will be converted into CaO plus CO2. You are going to give some heat energy to this reaction. This is known as basically endothermic process. Please write it. And if you have any doubt regarding this, please ask me. Everyone done with this?
Yes, sir.
Very good. So all of you have NCERT, right? I'm going to give you some questions for homework.
Sir, I don't have the book yet. I have ebook.
Ebook, you have ebook, that is enough. Basically, you are going to do in text first, in text question. That is question number 3. And then come to exercise. Question number 4, 5, and then 6, and then 7, and then 8, and then 9, then 10. Okay. This 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. These 8 questions. You have to do it before the next class and submit it in PDF form. Okay.
Sir, the next
Sir.
class is tomorrow.
Actually, I don't know what time it is, but you will be informed soon. Okay.
So we should
Okay.
send it to you.
You no, you should send it to the coaching management.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Please. Wait a minute, please. Okay. Harsha?
Yes, sir.